Before going on a vacation to Africa, be aware, Africa can be a safe haven or home to your worst nightmares. For this video, be advised, same-sex relationships, a marriage is illegal in most countries in Africa. Kindly seek knowledge from competent authorities before visiting. Our story begins on a perfect afternoon in Zimbabwe. Two newlywed couples, Mark and David, Liam and Ben, step out of a dusty Land Rover, eager for adventure. The sun is warm but gentle, casting golden light over the endless savanna. The air is alive with the distant calls of birds and the rustle of wind through tall grass. For these four friends, this is more than just a holiday. It's the beginning of a journey that will shape their lives forever.
The air smelled of rain and earth, so different from home. Every breath felt new, as if we were inhaling possibility itself. The landscape stretched out before us, wild and untamed, promising secrets and stories waiting to be discovered.
We looked at each other, wide-eyed with excitement. This was the start of our new lives. The thrill of the unknown made our hearts race, and we couldn't help but smile at the thought of the adventures ahead.
The lodge was a dream. Dark wood, stone, an infinity pool spilling into the savannah. Giraffes moved in the distance as staff greeted them with mango juice. Every detail seemed designed to welcome and enchant, from the cool towels offered at the entrance to the gentle smiles of the staff who seemed to know just how to make us feel at home.
I squeezed David's hand, pure joy between us. The world felt wide open, and for a moment it was just the two of us, surrounded by beauty and possibility.
Liam and Ben snapped photos, trying to capture the impossible beauty. Every click of the camera was an attempt to hold on to the magic, to freeze these first moments in a place that felt almost unreal.
Our bungalows overlooked a watering hole. Monkeys chattered above. The sounds of the wild were everywhere. Birds calling, leaves rustling, the distant splash of an animal at the water's edge. It was a symphony of life, and we were part of it.
Inside, luxury met rustic charm. They unpacked, laughter echoing. The rooms were filled with sunlight and the scent of fresh linen, and every window framed a view that took your breath away. It felt like stepping into a dream, one where every comfort was provided, yet the wild was always just outside the door.
As the sky turned purple, peace settled over us. The day's excitement faded into a gentle calm, and we watched the sun dip below the horizon, painting the world in colors we'd never seen before.
That evening they sat by a bonfire under a sky ablaze with stars, sharing stories and toasting their future. The fire crackled, sending sparks into the night, and the air was filled with the scent of wood smoke and the sound of laughter. It was a moment of pure connection, both to each other and to the land itself.
We felt invincible, in love, and far from the world's worries. The stars above seemed to promise endless possibilities, and for the first time in a long while, we let ourselves believe in magic.
They believed they'd found paradise, a sanctuary where nothing could touch them. The wild beauty of Africa wrapped around them like a protective cloak, and every moment felt precious, suspended in time.
We were happy, and it felt like nothing could go wrong. The world outside faded away, leaving only us, our friends, and the promise of tomorrow.
But paradise, as they would soon learn, is never without its shadows. Even in the most beautiful places, mystery and danger can linger just out of sight, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal themselves. The next morning, Joseph, the head guide, gathered everyone around a large, weathered map spread across a wooden table. His finger traced winding rivers and dusty roads, highlighting the best spots for adventure, wildlife, and the hidden gems of Zimbabwe that only a local would know. The group leaned in, excitement buzzing in the air, eager to soak up every detail of the journey ahead.
We listened eagerly, hearts pounding with anticipation. The promise of wild landscapes and new experiences made us feel invincible, as if nothing could go wrong. We were ready for anything, or so we thought.
Joseph's passion for his home was infectious. He spoke with pride about the land, the animals, and the traditions that shaped his people. His stories painted Zimbabwe as a place of wonder, but also of deep-rooted customs.
But then, as the laughter faded, Joseph's tone shifted. His voice grew serious, almost solemn. He warned them, "Our culture is different. Public affection is seen as disrespectful, especially in villages. What might seem normal to you can be deeply offensive here.
For you it is even more important. Our laws do not recognize relationships like yours. Please be careful. This isn't just about etiquette, it's about your safety." Have you ever considered taking a vacation to Africa? If you have, I want to hear from you. In the comment section below, tell me about your biggest fear or imagination of Africa. I will reply to your comment, and I might even create a horror video about your fear. Also like this video and subscribe for more.
At the lodge, you're safe. The staff understands and you are among friends. But outside, in the villages or towns, you must be cautious. Just be friends in public. It's not fair, but it's the reality here.
The four nodded, offering polite smiles, but the warning didn't truly land. The gravity of Joseph's words seemed distant, almost unnecessary. They were travelers after all, guests, not troublemakers.
He's probably just being overly cautious. It's 2025. The world is changing, and we believe Zimbabwe was changing too. We didn't want to believe that love could still be dangerous.
Mark and David exchanged a look, determined to be smart, but not ashamed. They had traveled too far, fought too hard to hide who they were now. They promised each other to be careful, but also to stay true to themselves.
We thought we could navigate it. We thought we could blend in, keep our heads down, and avoid trouble. We were wrong.
They thanked Joseph for his honesty, but in their hearts they dismissed the warning as old-fashioned, a relic of a less tolerant time.
We'd fought too hard to hide now. We wanted to believe that love could conquer fear, that the world was ready for us.
But Zimbabwe is a land of contrasts. Beauty and danger, progress and tradition, all woven together. Here, the rules are different, and the stakes are higher. Some battles are not yours to fight. Sometimes, survival means listening, even when you wish you didn't have to. Days later, Joseph led us on a canoe trip down a wide, slow-moving river, its surface shimmering beneath the African sun. The water was alive with movement. Hippos surfaced in the distance, their eyes just above the waterline, while crocodiles basked lazily on the muddy banks, jaws agape. The air was thick with the scent of wet earth and the sweet, heavy perfume of river lilies. Every paddle stroke sent ripples across the glassy surface, and the only sounds were the gentle splash of water and the distant calls of birds echoing through the trees.
As we drifted along, we passed a small shrine nestled on the riverbank, an arrangement of stones, feathers, and weathered wooden figures. An old woman stood nearby, her back bent with age, chanting softly as she placed an offering of fruit and flowers at the shrine's base. The scene felt timeless, as if we'd stumbled into a ritual that had been performed for generations, watched over by the river itself.
That's a shrine to Nyamanyami, the river god, our guide explained quietly. He's believed to protect the people who live along these waters, but he can be angered by disrespect or careless actions. The locals say he controls the river's moods, sometimes gentle, sometimes fierce.
Just as we were absorbing his words, a sudden gust of wind swept across the water, catching Liam's hat and lifting it from his head. We watched, helpless, as it spun through the air, landing with a soft plop in the river. The current carried it straight toward the shrine, where it hovered for a moment before slipping beneath the surface, vanishing from sight.
Guess the river god wanted a new hat, our guide joked, trying to lighten the mood. But his eyes lingered on the spot where the hat disappeared, and his smile faded quickly.
The old woman stopped chanting abruptly. She turned to face us, her expression stern and unreadable. With a slow, deliberate gesture, she pointed at our canoe and spoke words in a language we didn't understand. Her voice was low, but the warning in her tone was unmistakable.
Joseph translated quietly. She says the river has taken a payment. It's a bad sign, an omen. He glanced at us, concern flickering in his eyes. The river god is watching.
The atmosphere shifted instantly. Though the sun still shone overhead, a chill seemed to settle over the water. The breeze felt colder, and the once bright day now seemed tinged with unease. Even the birds fell silent, as if the river itself was holding its breath.
Suddenly, the perfect day felt less perfect. The laughter faded, replaced by a quiet tension. We exchanged uneasy glances, each of us wondering what the river god might demand next.
Sometimes it's the smallest things. A lost hat, a whispered warning, that can change the course of a day, or even a journey. In that moment, we realized how deeply the river and its spirits were woven into the lives of those who lived along its banks. As the sun dipped lower and the river glowed gold, we paddled on in silence, each of us carrying the weight of the omen and the whispers of the river god. Scene ends. The next day the group visited a local market, eager to see real Zimbabwe. Joseph's warning echoed, "Be discreet, just friends."
We promised we would.
The market was alive with color and sound. They bargained, laughed, and forgot to be careful.
Liam found a mask, made Ben laugh, and in a moment of joy kissed him on the cheek.
Silence fell. A vendor stared, then whispered to others. Hostile stares spread.
The friendly market turned cold.
They had crossed a line.
We didn't know it, but that kiss set everything in motion.
Sometimes happiness blinds you to danger. Lines removed, 22. Scene trimmed for impact and pacing. Scene ends. The four men hurried from the market, chased by cold stares and whispers.
The village felt hostile now.
They ducked into a bar, hoping a drink would calm things down.
4 local beers, please.
The bartender slammed the bottles down, unfriendly. A man from the market stood, blocking their path.
We're sorry, we meant no disrespect.
The apology was ignored. The man's voice was a growl. You are not welcome here. What you do is an abomination.
His friends stood up, faces grim.
The bar felt like a trap. Fear took hold.
We needed to get out fast.
Sometimes a single mistake can turn a place from paradise to peril. Panic set in. They rushed out, jumped into their Land Rover, and sped away as angry men spilled into the street. The sun set, shadows lengthened, and they realized they'd taken a wrong turn.
The road narrowed, landmarks vanished, and darkness swallowed them.
Headlights appeared behind them, then more. They were being chased.
Hang on, I'm going as fast as I can.
Trucks swerved, trying to force them off the road. Terror mounted. Suddenly, a truck blocked their path. Mark slammed the brakes.
Before we could react, we were dragged out, hands tied.
The mob ignored their pleas. They were at its mercy.
Our dream had become a nightmare. Lines removed, 22. Scene focused on action and suspense. Scene ends, scene ends, scene ends.
They were driven deep into the bush, brought before a fire-lit crowd and the local chief.
We stood trembling, accused of grave disrespect.
The chief spoke. You have offended our ancestors. Our tradition says impurity must be purified by fire.
Please, we're sorry, we didn't understand.
The chief's answer was final. It is too late. The ancestors must be appeased. The crowd's chants grew louder, demanding justice.
We realized this was no bluff. The sentence was death.
Liam sobbed. Ben tried to comfort him.
Their dream honeymoon had become a fight for survival. Lines removed, 26. Scene condensed for maximum tension. Scene ends. Scene ends. Scene ends. Scene ends. Scene ends. Scene ends. Suddenly, headlights cut through the night. White SUVs with diplomatic plates.
Armed police and a U.S. embassy official jumped out.
I am from the United States Embassy. These men are under our protection. Release them.
The chief and the official negotiated. The police formed a protective line.
For the first time, hope flickered.
Joseph the guide had called the embassy when they didn't return. GPS tracking led to their rescue.
The ropes were cut. We were rushed to safety.
Relief washed over them, but the trauma lingered.
We had come so close to a horrific end. Lines removed, 20. Scene focused on rescue and aftermath. Scene ends. Scene ends.
The flight home was silent. The joy of Africa was gone, replaced by trauma.
But it was just a kiss. How could it lead to all that?
It wasn't just about a kiss. It was about culture, history, and the danger of assuming your values are universal.
We thought we understood, but we didn't.
They learned the world is not a theme park. Every place has its own rules, and respect is not optional.
The warnings were lifelines, not suggestions.
Their honeymoon became a brutal lesson in humility.
We survived, but we carry the scars.
Their story is a reminder: travel with respect or risk everything. Scene condensed for reflection and message. Have you ever considered taking a vacation to Africa? If you have, I want to hear from you. In the comment section below, tell me about your biggest fear or imagination of Africa. I will reply to your comment, and I might even create a horror video about your fear. Also like this video and subscribe for more. Scene ends. Scene ends.